We're going to be doing some more listening practice today and also a little bit of speaking practice. We're going to be listening to a woman and she's talking about watching a TV show. And the reason that I chose to listen to her today is because every sentence that she says has at least one word that ends with the letter R. I've mentioned in previous videos that we don't tend to say the letter R at the end of words, so I wanted to give you some more practice listening to these words. And I'll also be talking about the schwa sound in today's video. If you don't know what this sound is, I suggest that you watch this video first and then come back to this point in today's video. Okay, let's get started. Let's listen to her first sentence.
I heard about it when we were having dinner after that. I heard about it when we were having dinner after that. I heard about it when we were having dinner after that. I heard about it when we were having dinner after that.
I heard about it when we were having dinner after that. Let's practice saying this sentence. Firstly, I heard about it.
I heard about it.
The I sound in it sounds more like the schwa sound here. And the T sound, she stops herself just before she makes the T sound. When you make the T sound, you push air out of your mouth. So if you put your hand in front of your mouth, you can feel the air come out when you say it. T, t. But she stops herself just before she makes the T sound. So it becomes it.
I heard about it.
Now the other thing that happens here is that the T sound in about changes to something that sounds more like a D. So this becomes I heard about it. I heard about it. I heard about it.
I heard about it
When we were having dinner.
when we were having dinner.
Were. Were is one of those small words that we can say very quickly and it ends up sounding like W. W and the schwa sound. And dinner. She doesn't say the letter R at the end of dinner. It changes to the schwa sound again.
When we were having dinner.
And after, it has the R sound at the beginning and the schwa sound at the end. After.
After that.
And that. Again, she stops herself just before she makes the T sound at the end of that. That.
After that.
When we were having dinner after that. When we were having dinner after that. When we were having dinner after that.
When we were having dinner after that.
Now, another way that we can say this is dinner after that. Because we have a consonant sound and a vowel sound right next to each other, we can actually join these two words to make one long word. And because the letter R is now in the middle of this long word, we will say the letter R here. So this can be said as dinner after that, which is perfectly fine too. But that's not how she said it today. She said these two words as two separate words.
I heard about it when we were having dinner after that.
Now, before we listen to the next file, I just wanted to let you know that she mentions a woman's name here, Steph, which is short for Stephanie. Nicknames are very common in Australia, but I will leave that topic for another day. Let's listen to the next file.
I'll definitely be watching. I've got some friends coming over. Actually, Steph's coming over and we'll watch it together. I'll definitely be watching. I've got some friends coming over. Actually, Steph's coming over and we'll watch it together. I'll definitely be watching. I've got some friends coming over. Actually, Steph's coming over and we'll watch it together. I'll definitely be watching. I've got some friends coming over. Actually, Steph's coming over and we'll watch it together.
I'll definitely be watching. I've got some friends coming over. Actually, Steph's coming over and we'll watch it together. To come over. This phrasal verb has a few different meanings, like with a lot of phrasal verbs. The way that she used it here is a very common way that we use this phrasal verb. Here, it means to visit someone for a little while. And we're usually talking about other people, like friends or family, visiting us. They're coming to our place. So if you were coming over to my place, I can say to you, come over anytime after 6. Or I might just ask, what time are you coming over? So this is a really good phrasal verb to practice using with friends next time they come to visit you at your place.
I'll definitely be watching. I've got some friends coming over. Actually, Steph's coming over and we'll watch it together.
Okay, so I decided to stop filming yesterday because the construction noise outside was just getting a little bit too loud. I don't know what it's going to be like today, obviously, but I'm hoping that it'll be a little bit better. So let's continue and hopefully I can finish filming this video today. Let's listen to the next file.
I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen. So lots of rumours. We'll see how it plays out tonight. I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen. So lots of rumours. We'll see how it plays out tonight. I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen. So lots of rumours. We'll see how it plays out tonight. I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen. So lots of rumours. We'll see how it plays out tonight.
Her first sentence was, I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen.
I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen.
Less and less. This just means that the amount of something is slowly getting smaller. And it can be anything. I see my friends less and less these days because we're all so busy. Or there might be a show that's becoming less and less interesting. Have you ever watched a show that started off well? So the first few episodes were really interesting, but then it wasn't that great in the later episodes. So it became less and less interesting. What was the show, and did you end up watching all the episodes anyway, even though the later episodes weren't very good? So here she's talking about being sure of something, being sure about what's going to happen next in the show. You can also just say less. This show has become less interesting. This shows that it was a lot here, but now the amount is smaller. Less and less gives the feeling that it's slowly getting smaller.
I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen.
Her next sentence was, so lots of rumours, but we'll see how it plays out tonight.
So lots of rumours. We'll see how it plays out tonight.
A rumour is a story that you hear about someone or something, but you don't know if the story is true or not. And this story is going around. So people are telling other people this story. So a lot of people end up hearing this story, even though we don't know if this story is even true. So this is a rumor. Here, there are lots of rumors about what's going to happen next in the show that they're going to watch. And this happens a lot with popular shows. People make guesses about what's going to happen next. They tell other people, and after a while, a lot of people have heard these guesses, which may not even be true. So these guesses turn into rumors. Nobody knows what's actually going to happen next, but there are lots of rumors about it.
So, lots of rumors. We'll see how it plays out tonight.
And the second half of that sentence was, but we'll see how it plays out tonight.
We'll see how it plays out tonight.
To play out. This phrasal verb has a few different meanings. Here, she's talking about how a situation will end or how it will continue. The war in Ukraine at the moment is a good example of this. It's still continuing. It's April 2022 now. So we're still waiting to see how that will play out. Or legal battles. Some legal cases can be very complicated. So we have to wait and see how they play out. So we use this when we don't know what's going to happen in a situation and we're waiting to see what happens and how it will end. Here, she's talking about a TV show. She's saying that they will see how this show will continue, or maybe even how it will end tonight. So it sounds like something big is going to happen in tonight's episode. It might be the season finale. So they're going to see how this show plays out tonight.
I have become less and less sure that I know anything about what's going to happen. So lots of rumours. We'll see how it plays out tonight.
Thank you for joining me today. And if you'd like some more listening practice similar to today's video, I suggest that you watch this video next. Keep practicing and I'll see you in the next video. Oh my gosh, I actually finished filming today. There was still construction work outside. It's never ending, as you probably know if you've been watching my videos for a while now. And there was actually construction in the building as well today. So, I don't know. And I hope that yesterday wasn't too noisy either.